Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Reset Thingy. Ultimate Reset Thingy, yes, that's what we're doing, right? Yeah. So the agenda here is to help you get comfortable with a CEO that makes speeches and flip-flops. No, the goal here is to answer questions and give you as much information as possible so that you're comfortable either doing the Ultimate Reset or representing it to people. As you can see in the video, it's a pretty exciting time for us. For now over 12 years, we've been representing fitness programs that promise people big time transformations in 90 days or 60 days or in some cases 30 days, and takes that hard work that sort of get yourself up for it, and then you go for it for that 90-day period without thinking about 91 days and beyond that. And this represents, I think, a new way for us to attract people who just don't want to attack fitness that way, who really need a better gateway into the concept of health and transformation. And for many of the people, as you saw in the weight loss results, I think we're going to see that the average is around 9 pounds in 21 days. The cholesterol drop, I think that average is, Jonathan, 20, 30? Anyway, somewhere in there we'll have some averages that are pretty decent in terms of a cholesterol drop in 21 days. And from enhancing the athleticism and your performance, you're going to find that contrary to what you might intuitively or you just normally would expect from a program where you do not do rigorous exercise for 21 days, you're going to get to your first week of exercise after 21 days and have a fantastic rebound and you're going to be shocked at how strong you are. Like literally, not just because you took a break, although that has something to do with it, but your body will perform so much better that first week after the reset that it's really going to blow you away. But I also want to say this, not everybody has to do this, and you don't have to do it the minute that's available. I'm going into this with the elite coaches. We start the Tuesday. Yeah, I guess that's the Tuesday we get back. As you can see, my excitement with having to eat vegetables for 3 weeks is, I'm overflowing with excitement about that. But you know what the heck, you go for stuff. And as I said in the webinar the other day, I'm going to approach this the same way I approached P90X or my first round of Power 90, and that is, I don't expect it to be easy. I don't expect it to be something that I just take some pills and eat a few less things. I expect that there's going to be challenges along the way. I expect it's going to take some discipline to have the little caddy of stuff. Well, I'll break this open in a second. But so there's this little carrying case, and I'm going to have the stuff, and I'm going to have to take the green drink, and I'm going to have to take the little drops, and it's going to be a big pain in the butt.
I like it.
Yeah, sounds great. So
she's enjoying this.
But look, I believe in the science. I believe in what I watch her do on a daily basis and a yearly basis. I believe in the physique of Darren O'Lean and the health that he enjoys, and I want that. So I got to try it. I got to see what this is about, and I know that for what am I, 48 carried to 48 years old. For a 48-year-old, there were a good 47 years of not eating that great, and so all right, 48 years of not eating. So I've got a lot of splaining to do, and so I'm going to hopefully in 21 days reverse some of the bad stuff that I did, and make everything work better. Make it so that I don't need caffeine when how you go a few nights and you didn't have enough sleep, and it's like, oh geez, I gotta pound myself up. I know a lot of people who are here who had crazy, thank God they get Starbucks. So like I want it to not be that I need a jolt in order to have an adrenal system that can support my energy needs. I want to be able to have an adrenal system that supports my energy needs. So breaking the caffeine addiction and just having a system that truly, from circulation, from digestion, from the way it accesses nutrition from the food, all that, that's my goal with this. But again, this is my 21-day internal P90X, and that's the way I'm thinking about it. And that's the way I think people you talk to need to think about it. You don't look at this as some, you know, again, we've been fighting people who make a lot of claims for a little effort all the time, right? So you have the master cleanses out there, little lemon juice cayenne. All you gotta do is starve yourself and have the lemon juice cayenne pepper and thing, and everything's gonna be great. Stay in your bathroom. Or you get these powders that you can get for $24.95 at the vitamin shop or whatever. You know, there's the thing, and stay near the bathroom. But it's going to be easy, just stay near the bathroom. Well, this is not like that. You don't have to stay near the bathroom. You be more regular. It's going to be predictable, and it's going to be something that you're going to have to put effort into, and you're going to have to learn to eat some foods and prepare foods a different way, and learn how to add flavor to vegetables. I said it, vegetable, in a different way.
You know, stop putting in their unconscious and it's going to be horrible with the vegetables. That's your trip.
The vegetables are, look, it's my trip, clearly. So this is the last time I speak with my wife in public. So my point is, the point is, I think you look at a cleanse, you look at a 21-day thing, and you might think easy. And some people you might talk to might think easy, but I think you need to approach this with a comprehensive perspective. So we put a ton of effort into the materials. This book is probably our most extensive background on a program, even though it's just 21 days. The writer on this has an enormous background in health and fitness and detoxing and clearing. In all meanings of that word, this guy's a true Renaissance man. So the meal plans that we came up, this is Missy Costello, who helped us put these DVDs together, who is Tony's chef, a vegan chef. But it was also the foundation of the cooking programs were created by this highly educated and schooled chef who happened to cook for us when we were in Hawaii one time, and I'm eating my dinner. To give you a sense that it's not that bad to eat vegetables. I'm eating my dinner. I'm like, hey, that's really good. Hey, that's really good. What am I eating? He's like, you're eating vegetables. And I'm like, really? Wait a minute. We can do this. I can do this. There's this thing, quinoa. I can eat that. So, and there's a little caddy. You're going to carry your stuff. And I'll start breaking the stuff out. Now you say something funny.
You know what I was thinking that I didn't say because I didn't want to bug you again. But when he was saying in Hawaii, he does. Every time he's in Hawaii, he eats all sorts of vegetables and he's all good with it. And he comes back home and it's over. And I put quinoa on his plate and he doesn't want to eat it. So that was making me think, if we get to that later on, that very often we set in patterns. A place, a situation at home has patterns in it. You're used to certain things. And then you get out of that place and it enhances your ability to break that pattern. So he has a certain patterns at home, and he goes to Hawaii, and he's not in that pattern mode, and unconsciously he's more open and more receptive. And part of the cleansing of a detox is that. It's a profound opportunity to open up an ability to not be stuck in your pattern. Because suddenly we stop your patterns of what you used to do in the morning, in the afternoon, at night, and we stop that, and suddenly you find yourself much more receptive to many other things that you wouldn't think you are, and also you connect with the emotional pattern that's attached to the food pattern, and you're not in that anymore, so it also allows you to let go of an emotional pattern that might have been destructive in your life, and that happens as you do the cleansing too. I think we predict too fast, right? So that's what it made me think of when he said that, like he's breaking a pattern of what he used to do at home, and suddenly things are not that bad.
So Isabelle has been teaching people cleansing for, what would you say, 25 years. And I'm supposed to say, I won't say any names, but she has done this for A-list celebrities, A-list CEOs from Fortune 25 companies from around the world fly in, say, Isabelle, fix me. And she would put something together that would help them detox, would help them cleanse, would help them get their lives together. One of the reasons that she was so sought out is she would do this in a way that was not about zapping the system, which was not just about getting them to lose, you know, as much weight in 21 days or whatever the time period was. It was about truly making it so that their body worked better, so that as they wanted to lose weight and get fit after that, it would work better. So she always approaches these things, I'll use your words, to be, an approach that is not at all costs. And that's what's so special here. Most companies don't approach health and fitness, at least in a way that's mass marketable, that doesn't come at all costs, so that you can make the biggest, broadest claims. That's why your experience with Shakeology is so rich. That's why the experience with this detox is going to be more gentle, I'll call it, less abrupt to the system, and therefore the system will have a chance to heal at the same time that you go through the program. So give a little background in terms of your approach. Did I say that okay? I got it. That's fine. Give a little bit of an overall background in terms of what your thinking was. And this sort of came together the same way that the shake did, okay? So, you know, turned over on the pillow, I was like, honey, would you help us put together a cleanse? No. Please, honey, it would really help the business. I don't want to. No, please. You've done it.
What you mean, like what each supplement is about?
Well, just give me a holistic view
Okay.
of your approach. Now, I just want to set it up that. So when I first talked to her about it, it was the same thing as Shakeology. It was like, please help us put together the healthiest meal of the day. And you know, she had sort of the overall theory of what it was about. And then we found Darren, who came in and did the nitty-gritty, did the formulating of this, spent the time in the lab. And it was very much the same process here. Isabelle gave the overall theory, what was the approach going to be, and then she and Darren and the team collaborated to really create what you've got here. And then we added this writer, we added the chef, and Charles Conroy has done a great job to create this new layer of support that is really going to help you approach this in a Beachbody challenge kind of way, where everybody will have a great support system to deal with a lot of the emotions or questions that come up during the process. So what was the overall theory of what I'm looking at here?
Well, first of all, I want to say that thanks to you, because of how open you are and how willing you are to go for things, I've never been good at coming up with super easy things to market and sell. What I come up with is always thorough and truthful, based on principles that are true and through. I don't know where the TH goes. In terms of what does work for any human being on the planet, what just is what we need, like oxygen. So I would not have even gone there if I hadn't seen with the Shakeology and the potential that you're showing us all the time of being open and willing to try and commit. I would not have thought that possible, because it's not an easy sell in a way. To me it is, but it's, again, it's like P90X, like you really have to commit for a certain amount of time. It's not, like you said, the easy fix. So, you know, my hat's to you for allowing me to be able to come up with something like that and trust that there's a place and people that are just willing to go for it. So that's exciting. And basically the principles are the same, and they will always be the same, whatever I come up with Darren with. We need certain elements to be healthy, and this is just another angle on elements that we need to be healthy and strong and think clearly and have vitality. And so we have certain principles: oxygen, pre and probiotic, enzymes, alkalinizer, which is just a green mineralizer, and then with this one we have a detox column, organ cleanser. But if you listen to what we will be talking through every gathering like that, those principles will be the same. So it may require an adjustment and a time to understand and integrate all these things, but overall you will hear me say the same thing over and over again, because those principles were the same, as you said, with Shakeology. So we have certain elements that are a bit more potent And we allow them to be in a certain order that enhances a cleansing potential, that with Shakeology was made in a different way. It's less cleansing oriented in terms of how potent this will be, but the principles are the same. You've got the oxygen, you've got your enzyme, you've got probiotic, you've got your greens to get your pH up, and your minerals. So is that what you mean by?
Yeah, well, let's talk about when you started telling me, I would get home after work, and she'd be like, you won't believe this. I found oxygen. And I'm like, me too. And so I just didn't get it. And, but it was a fascinating dinner conversation. So we had, but there's something special about this, that why we need more oxygen and how we consume this.
It's a pH base, so it will be sucked in by your cells.
So you put a couple of drops in what kind of water?
In
Distilled
water with your mineralizer, which is just minerals, like a good salt. And again, I was talking to someone, a scientist that we had a meeting with, who looked at me and he said, I don't understand why you have oxygen in there. And it blew my mind away. He's a scientist, very, well respected. And I told him, I said, can you just hold your breath for a sec and try not to breathe for a while and see what happens? It's not easy. And that's why you need oxygen, because it's part of everything that you do, and the things that you don't do consciously, the digestion, breathing, your heart beating, cellular, cleansing your blood, down your colon, every seeing, hearing, everything you do has to do with oxygen and enzymes. And without these things, you can't be, you can't live, you can't, move and function. So why oxygen? Yeah, because without it, you're dead.
But why is there oxygen in the air, not in the...
Yeah, I was about to get there. But I know I'm going to forget. No. Because I talk around and he goes straight to it. So, the oxygen that used to be in the air is not in the air anymore. I think the level dropped from 37 to 22% of pure oxygen in the air that we breathe. So we don't have it, it's polluted. So just there, we're not breathing in what we initially needed since the beginning of time, a level of percentage of oxygen we need to function well, and we just don't have it. And therefore, if we don't have it, the plants and the trees and the soil and everything we grow in it also does not have it. So we just don't have it anymore. So yes, we used to be able to just eat healthy and grab things that were all good, but everything that's around us is now being destroyed to a certain level and compromised a great deal. So now we need to be a little smarter and more conscious and more aware of how to bring that back to our system, because it's not just available. So that's why oxygen is so important.
Okay, and mineralized, which is a combination of things, but
it's
basically
Himalayan salt. It has 70 to 87% mineral. And again, because our soil is not the soil we used to have, it doesn't have the health and the potency that it used to have, and therefore the food that grows and feeds from it, and the oxygen and the sunlight, is not existing in it anymore. So again, we have to help ourselves and put back what is not there anymore, and the minerals do that.
How about revitalized, which is the prebiotic and probiotic?
Yeah, and that has a lot to do. Has a lot to do with your gut health and your digestive system. You need good enzyme, good bacteria to counteract again the compromise that our systems live in all the time. So now our guts don't get what they need from the air they breathe and the food they eat, and they're working extra hard to still try to keep a certain osmosis and a certain balance. But the elements that your body needs to accomplish that and be strong are not available anymore. And plus, we eat such yucky stuff that not only is not available, but then we load it with toxins and chemicals, coloring and all these things that actually puts a load on it that didn't even used to exist. So it's a double whammy. And again, the mineral will reestablish and put back the elements that we don't find anymore the way we used to. And we need to help ourselves. We need to be smart about this. We need to be real about what is happening to the world and start with ourselves, start with our own body and our own place in the world and how to, enhance our ability to be as vital as we can be.
Quick story. This morning, I had this bottle of sunscreen.
I have to be careful what happens at home.
Yeah.
Right?
So I had this bottle of sunscreen. I'm very proud. I found it here and it said oil-free, PABA-free, and I'm like, it's free with all these things. Honey, can I put this on my body? Is that okay? And she's like, yeah, okay, but don't get it near Danny.
Well, it's because I've told him many times, what is the most enhancing for your health and what isn't. He knows, and he still uses crappy sunscreen that has tons of shit in it. So again, you don't want to force yourself on someone. I have to respect where he's at, what he's willing to do and not do, and I totally get that. It took me a time and a processing time for me to become who I am now because I chose to. So I don't want to force him. So I've learned to lower my standards. So if it was really dangerous, I would say, no, wait. I would say, did you?
I do. I'm sorry.
What did you put on?
What? Yeah, it's all over.
But I won't. But I won't do that to my son. And I'm hoping to be able to teach him better. Okay, go.
I can't hear a thing of it.
No, we do have probably the only 3.5-year-old that'll be at a birthday party and look at the cupcakes and go, I can't have them. They have gluten.
Yeah, he goes to the grocery aisles and he's like, Mama, does that have gluten and chemicals and sugar in it? Very cute. But when you start teaching them early, it may seem silly to some people when they walk by me and they hear my son say that, they roll their eyes and all that, but truly I'm thinking, what are you rolling your eyes about? Because I'm teaching my son not to take care of himself from the get-go, so it doesn't become something he has to learn for being sick, do my best, because he's going to be challenged by the soil, by the air, by the stress, and the tempo of our lives now that are just insane. Like I notice people love to be so busy. I'm so busy, and they're so proud of being so busy. And I'm thinking, oh my God, your cortisol level, mine included, are high. You're so proud of not taking the time to give your system what it needs to be healthy and process life itself. And this is also a component of why the internal pollution exists, because we are living in a tempo that it really is a bit nutty and doesn't make sense. So to start early, to teach your kids and whoever you can at an earlier age, so you're not stuck with someone still
That's
I love him, though. I'm just kidding.
That's the dawn, really. That's the age that is dawning here. To not learn to be healthy through sickness is a very big deal. And it's one of the things I said on the webinar the other day. I do not want to be a 60-year-old man in front of the doctor getting some news that makes me go, I wish I had taken the time once a year before now to do a 21-day reset. I want to be proactive now so that my kids, my family, my parents, whatever, don't have to face any news that I have control of right now through lifestyle choices that are hopefully enhancing the underlying health. Now, again, it's not a straight line, it's not a black and white situation, there's shades of gray in there. I try to make the best choices on sunscreen that I can, and break patterns that I've had over the years, that I've made choices that I've made, flavors and convenience of restaurants or foods that have become normal for me, but it's because it was a learned normal. I could have learned a completely different normal, which is what Danny's learning. The reset is an opportunity to break those patterns and start to define a new normal that will hopefully not just help you, reset and cure things that lingering sickness that you don't even know about, but to actually arrest things that could truly be bad news in 20 or 30 years. Toxins absolutely contribute to disease. There's no disputing that. Center of Disease Control, it's just, that's the way it is. So you need to get them out. They are stored in your fat cells. You need a way to detox, and that's what this is about. That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for the overall system. And I'm doing it because part of my job is to not just show people that abundance is possible, to not just show people that what your potential is as a business person, as a CEO of your own business, is has so much more potential than you even know, and for me to be an example of that, but to also show you that health, truly living with a certain lifestyle, is also possible. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You can have both. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, I'm so busy, but my job is going so great, and it's just not convenient. So, but I really want to be this rich. You can have them both, and part of my job is to show you that from the get-go, I'm making those difficult choices too, and I'm going to get through it, and I'll share my experience with the elite coaches who are doing this with me in a week. We'll be talking online, we'll be on Facebook, and doing this whole thing. I think I'm going to do a daily journal and a video journal on this, and that's what we are teaching our surrounding people, and by virtue of that, that's what we're teaching our world, and it's pretty exciting. And as Isabelle said, we couldn't have done it if you hadn't embraced Shakeology and what Shakeology means. I know there are $60 and $40 and $30 options that say a lot of the same things that Shakeology does, but I think we all know now that there's only one that delivers the kind of nutrition that is in that bag, and that is what's in that bag. And because of your embracing that, we could go for it with this and not just deliver what, again, the competition has $49.95, $39.95 cleanses and fasts and stuff. And instead we're going for it. We're going for it the way we went for it with Shakeology, and that'll be represented in the results that you get. So,
and you can Google every single element. Just Google every single element. You'll see that every single one is completely essential to just being alive and vital. I would love you guys to do that, to see that this is factual. This is just the truth. Go and you'll read and think that every element is missing in our food, in our air, in everything you ingest, in our water. It's missing. It just is. It just isn't there anymore. So that is the one easy answer. We don't have it. It's compromised a great deal. So it just makes sense.
Yeah, and what you don't have is this bracelet. This is the bracelet of life. No, there really is a bracelet of the thing. It's made of hemp, I think, and it's to remind you that while you're doing the program, of the point, right? That it's this just a thing that says to you, I'm doing something different right now. I'm going to stay on top of it, and I'm going to make the choices and, in some cases, sacrifices so that I finish this 21 days with the kind of results that I expect. And I saw Pete Pena had his bruise from his blood test. I'm going to get my blood test on Monday so that we see truly what is the delta, what is the change between my health when I started it and my health afterwards. I want to see what happens to my cholesterol. So it's pretty exciting.
Carl, Isabelle, we'll take some questions, but one of the things that I noticed at the office, we've done a number of test groups, and for a lot of people, even those that were already clean eaters and avid exercisers, well, John's in the room, so I'll say results may vary, but they got phenomenal results from this. So the question is this really a product for everybody, even for the people that are already leading a clean and active lifestyle?
Let me say the first answer. It's the obvious one is yes, but the third test group that we did at the office, we decided that we were going to include athletes. We wanted not just people who wanted to lose weight and were not interested in a fitness program at the office. We have almost 700 people there. But we wanted to see what happens to people who are just almost addicted to exercise in the truest sense. And they had the hardest time.
They are addicted to exercise.
Some of them, okay. So they had the hardest time breaking that hardest time trusting that all those results that they had worked for years, if not just 90 days, and as the guys who were, we got this program Body Beast coming out this summer, who are, you guys want to get big, and so they had just gotten big, and they're like, are you kidding me? Now I'm going to do a 21-day cleanse and get small again. I was just eating 4,000 calories a day. So it was very difficult for people to trust, especially the athletes, that this was good for them. And then we said the magic thing. We put up a video of Darren on a paddleboard with his rippling muscles and biceps. And the guys were like, okay, maybe it is going to work. Because Darren does it 2 cleanses a year. And so at the end of the day, the bottom line is we're all breathing this air. We're all eating the food that is grown in soil that cars drive by all the time. When you live by traffic, you're living by a basically pipe of exhaust that has to go somewhere. And it finds its way up in the air, and it settles down in the soil, that gets down into the water table, it comes down in the water. It's just there. So we're all ingesting these toxins and beauty products, sunscreens, whatever, shampoos, lipsticks, eyeliners, all that stuff. I see my daughter experimenting with makeup, and I'm like, we try to get into the healthy stuff, the stuff that doesn't have the toxins in it, because we just don't want to start it so early. It is just everywhere, and it's unfortunate that the industrialized economy hasn't realized just what we absorb, what this living organism absorbs, but we all have absorbed it. So yes, the answer is absolutely it's for everybody. What would you say?
You're so good. I'm so impressed how much you learned. So great. I don't need to be here at all.
Should we take a few questions? Should we take some questions if people have it?
Do you want to run around with the...
Yeah.
Okay, Michael's going to be in charge.
I'm on this side.
Can you talk a little bit about the food when you get to eat? I mean, I saw that there were 3 meals a day, but just in general, at what point?
On
how
Thursdays.
many calories?
On Thursday.
Oh, wow.
Michael said on Thursdays.
How many calories? I have no clue. To be honest with you, I never count my calories.
Well, that's the point. There is no calorie count with this.
It's not going to be what you've been doing. It has nothing to do with that. It's about the purity, the simplicity, eliminating some elements in your diet that are taxing to your system, because we're going to need all your energy now to cleanse and to let go. And we don't want your body to be busy digesting a piece of meat while it's trying to cleanse. Certain food are, denser, and we're going to slowly eliminate these kind of foods in the diet. So this is great to hear that, because that is the profound point of a detox, is that you are, not you personally, but in general, we are attached to how many calories, and it has great reasons for it at certain times in your life, and certainly you're not counting.
But it is 3 meals a day. You do eat the meal
Yeah, you have
pattern.
snacks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Linear, 3 meals a day, and you've got snacks, and you can have a little bit more if you feel hungry, as long as you stay within the guidelines of what that week allows you to eat.
The food types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you, I haven't done the cleanse, but in talking to some of my colleagues at work who have, hunger was not an issue. I mean,
There's a lot of food.
there's
in
a
there.
lot of food.
It's not about starvation. You're fed well. You're just going to be fed differently.
Right.
Carl, I'm one of the people doing the test group with you next Tuesday. I'm excited about it. Trust everything that we do. Can you maybe fill me in a little bit about why the no exercise, what it does to your body, why you're going through this detox? It's not something that obviously I'm excited about, but giving up weightlifting, but I'm willing obviously to do that because I trust everything we do. I just kind of want to know what the principle is and why you stop. Is it muscle breakdown or detoxing?
Well, I'm going to answer it in a very basic way, but then I'm going to let the former coach of Olympians, world-class athletes, answer that, okay? What we're doing here is not insignificant on the internal systems and the energy systems required to process this. So can you imagine, for instance, if you were out of shape and you tried to do P90X and insanity at the same time that you try to do a fast, for instance, the body would have nowhere to go to find resources to heal the muscles and process this stuff. turn inward to heal itself now, rather than, you know, you work out, you break down muscle. That requires healing. The muscles, tendons, everything gets repaired when you rest. That's why we say rest is so important. In this case, the rest that you will need, and you will sleep actually, I understand day 3 and 4, I think Bill slept like 17 hours, Dr. Bill Wheeler, that literally you have to allow your body to put all its energy and healing systems and immune systems to work to heal this, let's call this muscle, to heal this body. And it's actually, so it's time to take a break from the outward appearance of everything and the desire for strength, and to strengthen this internal muscle so that everything else then can be healed better and faster afterwards. Now, how does that relate to training Olympic athletes? And they would give you the same question when you would take them through this.
There's so many things we can talk about, but I think what I had to teach these guys is that, again, we're so focused on performance from the outside, and we forget that nothing would happen on the outside if your inside was not updated, optimal. Most of us, our inside are just not optimal, so most of us accomplish despite a lack of much from the inside out. And there's no more important muscle than your organs. You need them to do everything that you're doing right now. And if you keep ignoring these, at some point you're not going to get the results that you want. At some point, I guarantee you, it doesn't have to be this year or next year. At some point, there's going to be some kind of breakdown. You need, it's important, and that's the next step, for us to go a little deeper and really realize that you have to pay as much time and intention in the efficacy and the strength and the health of your internal, of your organs. So with the athletes, in the beginning, they just did it because they trusted me, and I had earned their trust. But B, what happens is you're finally sleeping and giving your cellular nutrition at a profound level, allowing your body to heal at a profound level, allowing your body to be in a place where you can absorb better, cleanse better. Therefore, when you go back to your programs and you go back to eating, drinking your shake and eating your food, you will actually outperform yourself. Most of the time, you will actually be better off after, have more energy, muscle tone will be, there's going to be a vitality to it all that you're going to be able to perceive, not only the way you look, but the way you feel while you're going through your workout. So once you do it, once you live it, experience it, so it's not just my truth, and you're just listening and trusting me, it's going to be your truth, because you're going to live through it, and you're going to realize, wow, I am fitting in a way that I was completely unaware I could feel like. Because until you try something, you just can't, if you don't know, you don't know. So you've got to give it a shot and live it, and then it's your truth, and nobody can take that away from you. And I'm glad that you're going to do it despite your fears, because you're going to discover a whole world there that you didn't know existed that will empower you at a level that you didn't know you could empower yourself. Which has to do also with the patterns. If you're stuck in patterns, it's like a horse wearing blinds, right? If you're stuck in patterns, they may be good patterns, but you're stuck in them. And so you're completely unaware of a whole world out there that could be very enhancing to the way you feel, look, think, and live your life. So suddenly we're going to take off those blinds and allow you to see what else you can incorporate, and you'll choose what you want to incorporate thereafter. But at least you have more choices, and that's the whole point of each step, is about doing this. Because we're so stuck that way, and if it works, we want to stay with what works, even though something fantastic could be just around the corner to feel and have an opportunity to enhance the quality of your life. But you'll never know if you don't take those blinds off.
Did you ever, you've been working on your computer, and you notice that it starts to work really slow, you put new programs on, or there's a program that can't even run until you got to update your operating system? This is an update of your operating system, and then you'll be like, oh my God, Word runs so much faster with the new operating system. That's what it's going to be like. So the program is P90X or Insanity or whatever. You're going to update your operating system so the whole thing works better again.
And sometimes when you update, this is the case for me, you have to like relearn how it works. You have to learn new tricks and what you have to do with the new system. It's the same thing. I love the little challenges that present themselves through this reset, because this is when you learn something new. There's no challenges, as you know, we're very comfortable and a little lazy by nature, and we're not expanding at all. So the challenge that you'll encounter at all levels through the reset are fantastic. I always see those challenges as opportunities to grow and to learn and to evolve.
Great, we have a question over here.
Just to be clear, on the cleanse, are we or are we not allowed to have my chocolatey allergy?
I would say no to the whey chocolate. No, but that's fantastic. What did I just say? Every challenge is an opportunity. Take what you blind. So we have the vegan shake, because the whey, again, is a bit more dense, so it has different properties.
We can have a vegan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we can have the vegan.
I'm happy.
Keep in mind, because it's lighter, and because the elements in the vegan are the elements that are in the diet, so it matches. But keep in mind that you may want to go through the fulfilling sensation of chewing food through the detox. So try it, go for it, and by all means, if you're in a hurry, go for it. But keep in mind that there's a reason why we want to sit you down. There's a reason why your body needs to chew. You can only do liquid diet for so long. There's an association level, a sensory perception of chewing food, swallowing food, that is very important for this feeling of fulfillment after a meal. So because we're going to change your diet, because we're going to switch things around, you may yourself, and I'm putting that seed there so that if you're experiencing, you'll be able to recognize it. You may find that you're too hungry or you're a little aggro, and try to have a breakfast. Sit down, make it, sit down, and chew it, and pay attention to the food that you're eating, because this process may show you the importance of eating food.
I'm sorry, just a follow-up to that question. People who are on a daily supplement routine, like a multivitamin, mineral, omega-3, calcium, should they continue those through the cleanse, or should they also stop during the 21 days on this?
I would stop. And I'm talking about not major sickness or medication right now. I'm talking about regular people. I would stop everything, because everything that you will need through that process is in these elements, and then some. So again, you don't want to multitask. You want to allow your body, you want to tell your body, this is what we're about to do right now. And it doesn't speak, but by what you're giving it tells it what is about to be performed and what's required from it. So all the elements, all the nutrition that you need at this level for this process is in this. Do not worry, we're taking care of that. And also, these elements will keep your body focused on what it is you need to accomplish right now. So we don't want to dabble in all sorts of things that will confuse your system. Does that make sense?
Excellent, perfect. Jeff, over here.
Moms that are nursing?
No, I was talking to someone else. When you're nursing, whatever toxins your own system is eliminating, part of it is being absorbed by your child because it's living off you. So we don't want to enhance too much toxins elimination in your system, and therefore a possibility of your child ingesting some of these toxins, unfortunately, yeah. So no.
I want to say thank you so much for all the effort that you have created this with. I'm so grateful. My question is, if you tend to be a Ayurvedic Vata, like very thin body type, the fear would be possible losing weight on this?
Well, you got thin body type right here. Again, a lot of the weight will be water weight, and a lot of the weight will be waste. So you will be shocked by the pound for pound amount of waste that basically your colon, the waste, the toxins line up around your colon, almost like a little spider web layer, and a lot of these waste will be dump, eliminated, because sometimes I use these words and they roll your eyes. So, eliminated, and a lot of that weight will come from that, not necessarily muscle weight. And again, you're doing an updating that is crucial for the health of your body thereafter, right? Whatever weight you will lose will be a necessary step in the process, and it's not like you're starving yourself out of fear, out of wanting to be thin, with all of these frustration and anger-like emotions. If you were trying to lose weight through that mean, just because you want to look thin, that's a whole different ballgame. But the weight that you will lose through the detox, that's a weight of letting go of what you do not need, and will allow your body to actually find its healthy weight thereafter. Don't ever see any of this as a negative. It's not taking from you, it's giving back what you're lacking. So I'm not worried about losing weight. I will gain it right back quite rapidly, and you will not, it's not going to be damaging to your system. Is that what you meant?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not going to damage anything. Your body, like I said, by how we design this, your body will totally get what you're trying to do, and it will be so grateful. It will be thanking you forever. And so what? You lose a few pounds, and then you get back on your regimen, and before you know it, you'll gain it the right way, the proper way, and more efficiently, if there's a need to gain whatever it is you need to gain. Because that's the thing, we have this concept of how much weight we're supposed to weigh, how much muscle we're supposed to have, and there's a subtle balance between where your body naturally wants to be, and I mean naturally, not being quite overweight and saying it's the way my body is supposed to be. And I don't want to make light of that, but you know there's a pattern, emotional pattern there, in really having an ability to see the truth in what you say. But by constantly cleansing your system and allowing it to have the tools to take care of itself, it actually dictates to you what your true weight is to really feel good in a profound level that you may not have experienced before. So it's going to teach you a lot. Am I true up there?
That was great. Jeff?
I'm one of those tree-hugging, lettuce-stuffing people, weirdos that doesn't believe in killing animals. But I saw salmon on there. Is there a vegetarian or even worse, a vegan alternative?
Well, I think you'll have it easy. I'm vegan, right? I hug trees.
Literally.
Literally. So there you go. You're allowed to hug trees while they're reset. But I'm vegan. So it's just going to be easier because you won't have to need the first week to eliminate dairy and meat-based food. So it'll just be easier for you to already be there. You might learn to eat different food that you're not eating now, or prepare it differently, but it's just easier for you.
But as far as like the salmon or something like that, I won't eat that. So
No, that's what I mean. You won't have to.
in place of that.
There's alternatives.
There's
in
an
the whole
alternative
diet
vegan
plan.
alternative, which since you're vegan, you're aware of beans and nuts and seeds and tempeh in the beginning.
We give you options. We don't tell you eat this now. It's a whole bunch of options. Really, it tells you what you need to make sure to eliminate by what day. Quick funny story. So one day I get home, when we lived in the old Pepperdine house. We had just gotten married. I got home and I'm like, honey, you know that in a scene in the movie when the guy gets home a little early and as walking through the house, you know something's up, right? Yeah, walking around. What is going on here? Maybe the door's closed that shouldn't be closed. And I look outside and she is literally hugging a tree. Like literally. And I'm looking, and this is a long hug. This is not just some she is hugging this tree. And I got a little jealous. So that tree's gonna be removed. So she is a true tree hugger.
We have time for a few more questions. Who's on?
Hi. I'm also a holistic practitioner and specializing in colon hydrotherapy. I have a lot of patients and clients who go on cleanses all the time. So my question is there any research with people who have Crohn's or colitis, if the colon can handle this type of cleanse? I also have a lot of patients who are recovering and healing themselves from cancers, all different kinds. So I wanted to see how much research into the contraindications you've done so far with this.
Well, there's, you know, we're not prescribing it as a drug. And we haven't gone through the kind of clinicals that a drug company would go through. It has all been very user group studied, and as always, we recommend and strongly recommend people talk to their doctor before going through this kind of thing. But so there is zero studies in terms of Crohn's disease and those autoimmune disease problems and those interactions. However,
if again you Google each of these elements, you will see they're crucial, especially for people that have been sick, especially for people that recover from things like radiation, chemotherapy. Crohn's disease actually should benefit a great deal because most of what we're going to do through this reset is actually what we're being asked to do when you have these kind of digestive problems. So they should actually be helped a great deal through this process, as you know.
There isn't anything harsh like senna or cascara.
There's no. That's kind of the thing that I did not want to put in this process.
no senna. No.
Yeah. It's not a stimulating process. Again, what we do is we feed the system and allow the system to do what it knows best. So there's no stimulation there.
Talk about that, because people are used to a cleanse being like, poop.
Yeah, there's
Can't hold my camera steady.
He's speaking my language. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's nothing in there that's forcing a response. Nothing. This is just what you need to be, just to be alive. In a way, this is very simple. This is just what you need to be a healthy human body, have a healthy human body that functions as it was designed to function. So there's no stimulation, there's nothing forced, and you will feel that. Everything that happens is just what your body will need to happen in order to bring itself back to a vital state. So all these autoimmune diseases should be enhanced a great deal by this process, because often these elements are what's missing in our day-to-day in order to perhaps avoid these great sickness, this great disease. These elements is part of what it is that we need more and more in our day-to-day living, and that we are taking care of ourselves.
How safe or how often can we do the cleanse? And then have you also tested anybody that has had gastric bypass surgery?
I don't think we've done anything with, nothing with bypass surgery folks. I'm sure we'll get people doing that, but again, the point here, and our comfort here with recommending that people look into this, again, under the consultation of a doctor if they have a condition, is the fact that this is not like a drug that induces, that forces the body to react in a certain way. This is something that enhances the body's natural ability to do its thing, which is, again, talking about the colon, and what do you call that reaction, the stimulation, the contraction, call it something. Parasystolic?
Yes.
Something, okay. So rather than with senna and stuff, we'll force that what you're not regular, so it's like forcing you to have these contractions so that you finally go, right? But then your body's like, oh, I don't need to do the work because they're going to give me this thing, which kind of acts like a drug, which forces the stimulation.
And then your body gets lazy, does not want to do it anymore. Every time you do these kind of things, your body gets a little easier, and requires stimulus.
That's what the drug companies want.
To perform.
That's what the drug
That's like
companies
wearing one
want.
of those belts and saying, I'm going to get great abs. No, you got to do the work, and this is letting your body do the work so that it builds its internal muscles, its internal software, so that you function better.
Like we use clay that absorbs the toxins, and we use chia seeds fiber that then
terms of how many times you can repeat the reset?
Many people do it 4 times a year at the change of seasons. I don't have an answer. I mean, I wouldn't overdo it. You don't want to be, again, addicted to something. You want to keep several months, 3 to 4 months, I would say, in order for your body to really see where you're at. Like you do this and then you look how you're functioning, how you're feeling, what's going on. And there's a real intuitive learning curve with these, with this system and in general, actually.
But from a lifestyle perspective, okay, so I've been putting alkalinizer in my shake.
Well, we're talking about this system,
Yeah.
the cleanse.
I'm just saying, like, there's some of this stuff.
Oh.
Well, we do recommend a daily, there is a supplement program
Yeah.
that continues on after the
Yeah,
cleanse.
you can, again, you can take your salt, mineral, you can take your oxygen all the time, your green alkalizer all the time, pre-probiotic.
It's really just the
enzyme.
detox.
I take all these elements all the time, every day, except for the detox, except for the what we call the polar cleanser. But everything else I have in my diet all the time. I squirt the oxygen all the time. I take my enzymes all day long. So again, those are elements that you need just to be healthy.
Yeah,
that
we
your
will
body
have-
requires, so you can keep on it for.
Yeah, we will have a home direct program for the Ultimate Reset, which will be the reset and then followed by a monthly supplement program, which will contain 2 of the supplements
And
there.
I think the Beachbody Ultimate website will evolve as people start to share that they have a lifestyle. That's what Beachbody Ultimate means. You know, I mean, literally, the kid, she's doing these things all the time and getting a sense intuitively of what her body needs at a certain time. So the Beachbody Ultimate website and the community there will evolve in terms of what is the right protocol for daily healthy living, not just a 21-day window, but just daily healthy living, and it will become a thing in and of itself, different than Beachbody proper. Beachbody Ultimate will be people who really want to plug into this concept of eating more raw, eating more healthy, and what supplements really take you all the way to that end of the continuum.
So we're actually a little bit over time, but we'll do one more question, and then I know there's lots of questions. We're going to have a lot more information on Ultimate Reset. Our Super Saturday event on April 14th, we're doing a whole section on the Ultimate Reset that's pretty comprehensive.
Can I say one quick thing, Michael? Yeah. To the extent that anybody hasn't done or hasn't, if it's possible that the video that we showed up there, you don't post, if you recorded it or anything, if we cannot post that till April 12th or so, or till the site goes live, that would just be nice. But if it's already up, then that's the way it is.
Can I say something? Sure. Can I say something?
Yes, we have one more question after
In
that.
the beta testing groups that we've done, a lot of people, especially men, do not read the booklet. There's a little I know you don't like to ask directions, I get it, but it will be so important if you took the 10 minutes to read the booklet. It will help you so much to have an idea of what you're getting into. So guys, especially, I swear it was crazy how you guys don't even open the book. My friend is a fantastic writer. He's amazing. He put a lot of effort in writing this book. Please read it.
Do that in your workout time. The normal time that you work the pumping iron.
It will be very enhancing and give you a strong idea of what you're going to be doing and what you can expect from it. Are you listening, guys? Yeah. Because you're already getting ready to go.
In speaking about the benefits to the different organ systems, were there any specific benefits to liver enzymes? Did you test that in blood tests at the beginning and end? Is there anything specific with the liver?
I didn't understand the question.
In any of our blood testing, did we test any liver functions, and if there were any improvements from liver functions based on the reset?
Well,
Yes.
I would.
Yes? Okay. Jonathan Gelfand, who would normally not say that, says yes.
And also all the other elements and results that we got would not be so fantastic if the liver had not been held and cleansed, because it's such a big part. It breaks down fat, so you cannot get all these results without this particular organ having been held to the cleansing process.
Great. A couple couple things just regarding when it's going to go out and the price. I can cover that if you like.
Yes, please, Mike.
So we're excited that even though we're going to be talking about it on the Super Saturday on April 14th, right now we're scheduling the launch of this for April 12th. So a couple days before the Super Saturday, so it'll be available on Super Saturday for you to talk to your organizations about. The price of the Ultimate Reset Base Kit, which is what you see here, is $229.95. That's the retail price. Of course, there's the club discount and the coach discount. And there are two home direct programs that go along with it. One home direct program will be the base kit, and then that will be followed by a monthly supplement program of two of the supplements, and that will be a $99.95 a month continuity or home direct on top of that. And then we also have what we're calling the ultimate kit, which is where you would start out with the base kit, and it would be followed by both the monthly supplements and vegan Shakeology.
Oh.
And then finally, we will also have a challenge pack for the Ultimate Reset. And the challenge pack will include, in month 1, the base kit plus vegan Shakeology. As Isabelle and Carl said, you can do the vegan Shakeology with the program. And then that will be followed by the supplements and vegan Shakeology. The price of the challenge pack for this program will be $325. Again, it includes the base kit and Shakeology, and that will have a $105 bonus associated with it. So anyway, thank you, Isabelle.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Carl. Thanks, Darren.
I packed a little bit tight, so I'm not going to be able to fit this in my suitcases. And Noble here, and I want you to do this with us.
So, congratulations, Anne. So we're going to roll right into, if any of you are interested, we're going to have our little executive panel following this right away. If you're interested, have any more additional questions on this or any other Team Beachbody related items, Carl will be here. I think I saw John in the back, Brett, Jeff, Jonathan Gelfand.